Hi everyone, it's Shona. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a little overview video of our time on the MSC Virtuosa. Honestly, we had the best time. Honestly, I'm still like buzzing because although we did go on this cruise about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we did just come off a cruise yesterday. So yesterday we're on, where were we on? Regal Princess. We're on the Regal Princess, and that was so good as well. Oh, I hope you're really excited for all them vlogs because we literally had the best time ever. And it wasn't just me and my mum on this one, it was like everyone. It was like my entire family. Say entire family, it was like 5 people, but like that's like my entire family. So yeah. I've got a few notes, as you can see, well prepared. Just to make sure that I don't forget anything, sorry. I wanted to give you quite like an in-depth overview of everything on board. Obviously, with everything going on at the minute, things have changed. People are wanting to know different things, like is it still the same, or are we still gonna have as much fun, all those kinds of things. Although things have changed a little bit, we still had the best time. So I'll just talk you through the positives, the negatives, all that kind of stuff, and then you can just kind of get a feel for it, really. Just to give you a little overview, I'm going to tell you like when we went, how much we paid, all that kind of stuff, just so you get a gist of like what kind of holiday it was, you know what I mean? So we went on the 31st of July, I think it was 31st of July. That kind of rings a bell, yeah, 2021, obviously. We went for 3 nights from Southampton to Liverpool, and I'm pretty sure, don't hold me on this one, I'm pretty sure I paid £269 per person. So it was me and my mum. So that cost me, is that £540? About £540 in total, hopefully. My maths isn't that great, but yeah. If I'm right, that's probably how much it cost. We stayed in an inside stateroom, just your normal one, and obviously all premium drinks were included. I'm pretty sure it's up to £10, so any drink up to £10 is included. All tips are included, and we also got Wi-Fi included with that as well. I forgot about that. If you wanted to know, we booked through Cruise Nation. They have some fantastic deals at the minute. Obviously, nothing is like sponsored or anything. Like, I'm just saying that we booked through Cruise Nation. My mum actually got someone told my mum about it a few years ago, and we've been looking on it all the time. And then we finally booked one with Cruise Nation because we got such a fab deal. So yeah, that was quite good. We booked, how far in advance did we book? So we didn't book as soon as it came out, because obviously once they announced the whole summer staycation, UK staycation thing, we didn't book then because we weren't getting good deals. They were only showing the 7-night cruises, which were charging like £1,000 a person for an inside stateroom. So we were a bit like, hang on a minute, let's wait a little bit. The prices all come down, because usually we expect to pay just under £100 a night, maybe something like that. That's kind of like a good deal, really. On a 7-night cruise, you'd rather pay about £500. That's kind of like the prices we like to pay anyway. That's when you know you've got a good deal, because then you can go on multiple cruises. You don't want to splash out loads of money on one cruise when you could pay a little bit less and go on a few cruises. So yeah, we booked a few weeks in advance, maybe like a month or two. Maybe it was like May, June time. I think it's about June that I booked, maybe. Not quite sure, a month or two in advance. So yeah. I'm sorry if I keep touching my hair. I've literally just washed my hair. It is about 11 o'clock at night. I probably should be filming this live because this wall here is for the neighbours, so like hopefully they don't complain. It'll be fine. But yeah, so I'm gonna start off with the food. Now, before we went on the cruise, I did a lot of like, not background checks, that sounds really weird. I watched loads of YouTube videos because I always do that before I go on a cruise. I'm like watching like cabin tours, all these kinds of videos, like vlogs and everything like that. And a few people commented on the food and that they really didn't like it. So me myself, like, I'm quite a picky eater. So hearing that the food isn't gonna be great, I was like, oh my gosh, no, like, oh no. But I was actually really surprised because I really, really, really enjoyed the food on the cruise. Honestly, it was such a great selection. The soups especially. So in the evening, we ate at the main dining room, which is like the main restaurant, and you usually get 3 courses. Obviously, your starter, your main, your dessert. You can have like 5 mains if you want. You can have three starters, 2 desserts. We should just get one of each, but you can literally get whatever you want. But the soups, oh, they were so good, honestly. The tomato soup, especially. Oh my god, that was so good. And the bread on cruises are always amazing. I always get white sourdough bread. Honestly, you need to get it. It's literally so good. So good. But yeah, it was really good. Only thing is, little piece of advice, don't order the risotto because in the restaurant the tables are kind of like close together, so we started talking to the people like on this side. Well, we actually spoke to everyone, but yeah, that's besides the point. We started speaking to them, and one of them ordered a risotto, and when it came, I kid you not, it didn't look good at all. It was like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I thought it looked like uncooked mincemeat, but then it also kind of looked like kidney beans, but then it just, it just didn't look good, and it was risotto, and it just like, no. So just don't order risotto. Yeah, one piece of advice. They also have a kids menu available. As someone who is really picky, on the first night I couldn't find anything on like the main section that I wanted, so I was like, can we have a kids menu? And they were fine with it, so I ordered the potato gnocchi from the kids menu, and it was actually really good, and I couldn't even finish it. I think they gave me an adult portion of the kids menu, but it was still far too much. But yeah, it was really good. Other nights I had duck. That was obviously from the adults menu. It was so good. I feel like they always do. I think it's called duck à l'orange or something, or à la orange or something like that. It's so good. They literally always do it on cruises. I might have had some chicken and pork, that kind of stuff. I always eat loads of rice on cruises. In the buffet, they're always guaranteed to have rice, chicken, your staples. They just always have it. What else have we got? So for breakfast, we usually went to the buffet for breakfast. I think it's called Marketplace Buffet. That's always upstairs. On the pool deck, it's always in there. The hash browns for breakfast, honestly, they were so good. I literally loved them so much. A few years ago, I never used to like hash browns, but like recently, I've been loving them. And they do the best hash browns. One day, I literally had 3 hash browns with my breakfast. It was so good. I always get an English breakfast, like typical English. So like, well, not full English. So I get bacon, sausage, hash browns, and beans. And that's literally all I get. That's literally everything I get for breakfast. And then usually like a water or something. I did try the pancakes one day, but they were a little bit stale, so I was like, no thanks. But I quite like my English breakfast anyway. My mum usually gets some like fruit, like melon. She also gets some omelettes, stuff like that. There was quite a wide variety. Obviously, you've got your cereals and yogurts. Is it a parfait? Parfait? I don't know if I'm making that up. Where it's got like yogurt and then granola and then yogurt and granola. They do them. They literally do everything. Only thing is, the queues at breakfast, they were bad. So I think we went about 9 o'clock, maybe. Or was it 9:30? No, it was about 9 o'clock we went, but the queue was just, oof. British people and queuing is just, oh. So you have like this big section here, and it's like all the food is like around it like this. And instead of having like individual queues for each section of the square, British people just make one entire queue. One queue for the entire section, and I'm just like, British people, like, stop. But yeah, it was kind of annoying because you had like, they just made one queue, and so you had to queue from one end of the restaurant to the other when English breakfast is all the way at the other end. So I just kind of found that a bit of a waste of time. So sometimes you could just like squeeze in, because obviously, you know what I mean, it's a bit of a waste of time queuing if you don't actually want the food in that section. So yeah, I would recommend the earlier you go, the better. Always go earlier for breakfast. and then you usually don't have to queue. We did try the main dining room for breakfast on the last day when we were coming off the ship, just because it was open a little bit later. Otherwise, it was too early for us to get up. But we didn't enjoy it as much because it's a bit slower, like you're wasting time, and it's just a bit like, in the morning when I need to eat, I need to eat. I don't want to sit and wait. You know what I mean? But we much preferred the buffet for breakfast, and yeah, so that was quite good. Oh, another thing is ice cream. Ice cream is quite like a big thing for everyone, especially me. I love my ice cream, and so does my mum. They don't have, like, on normal cruise ships, they have like free soft serve ice cream around the pool. They don't do this on MSC. Well, not on this one that I've just been on. They did have like a free ice cream for kids. I think it was free for them. They had to like scan the card and everything, so I don't know if they were charging them or not. The only way to get ice cream is to go to the main dining room at lunchtime, or obviously for dinner, and you can order free ice cream. We went in there, and instead of ordering like a full meal, we literally just got dessert. We literally just went there for ice cream, because we love ice cream so much. What else is there? Entertainment. Okay, so for entertainment, it was a little bit hit and miss, but the thing that was good was the entertainment team. So they were always there. You kind of knew who the entertainment team were. They were always by the pool. All the activities were around the pool. On the cruise we've just been on, the activities were kind of separate. So you had to go to this room for this activity or go this place, and you know what I mean? Sometimes when you're relaxing and enjoying yourself, you can't really be bothered going around the ship, so you don't really get involved as much. But when it's all around the pool and just there, everyone's around the pool anyway, so it's much better to have those activities there. And there was always something on, lots of dancing. Honestly, so many dance classes. Line dancing. There was some like family dance thing that I did. It was just like normal like pop music type thing. But honestly, I did the dance class and the sun came out, and so I was literally like sweating to death. I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a workout. But yeah, it was good fun, so that was quite nice. Evening entertainment. Okay, so if you've been on Royal Caribbean before, it is kind of, it's a little bit different. So it isn't as Royal Caribbean shows, they're like proper Broadway shows, like amazing, like, you know what I mean. If you've been on a Royal Caribbean cruise, you'll know. Even Norwegian, we've been on Norwegian, and they were amazing. With the MSC, it was a little bit different. So maybe it's just the style. Obviously, it's an Italian cruise ship, so the entertainment. This one night they did like an Italian. Was it opera? Was it opera? I don't remember. It was something like more like older style, and it was kind of like a performance of the history of MSC, but they were like completely singing in Italian. Obviously all the guests on the ship were English, so I did kind of struggle to follow along with like what was going on. But I mean, it was still good. You know what I mean? They're still talented. They can still sing. They can still dance. I just struggled to kind of follow along. They did have like additional shows, like you kind of like more like Broadway shows, but you actually had to pay for them. Like you had to buy tickets and pay for them separately, which is kind of weird for a cruise because usually everything's included like that. Every night usually you have like a massive show in the theatre, but on this one they were a little bit smaller, quite like quick, maybe like half an hour, and the proper shows you had to pay for. I think they were like £15 per person per show. But yeah, that's just something. We didn't actually pay for any additional shows. We just went to the normal ones. We didn't really know what they'd be like because we didn't really know about them until we got on the ship. We were a bit like, oh, okay. Pretty sure they were fully booked as well, so we couldn't have even got tickets. So, oh well. They do have theme nights, so each night is like a different theme. I think they had like flower power, which we didn't really know about. People wore like Hawaiian shirts. They had dress to impress, or like formal elegant night. So this is the night where everyone like dresses up in ball gowns and suits, all those kinds of things. What other nights did they have? Oh, They always have like a smart casual. Obviously, you're free to wear whatever you like, but personally, I like to dress up pretty much every night. It's just kind of what I like to do. Usually they have like a white night, so y'all come dressed in white. But it's pretty much up to you if you choose to follow it or not. Obviously, you can wear what you want. The only thing is, you can't just walk into the dining room with shorts and like a vest on with flip-flops, because obviously you need to look okay. People are trying to eat the meals. That's sounding really bad, but do you know what I mean? You do have to, I'm pretty sure I don't think you can wear shorts in the dining room, especially not flip-flops or anything. You do have to be like covered. But it's not that strict. The next thing I'm going to talk about is obviously the situation at the minute, everything going on in the world. I don't know if I can say the word because I don't know if YouTube's just going to take the video down or what, but you know, everything that's going on. Obviously the safety with all that. At the time that we went on board at the end of July, anyone could go on. The only thing was that anyone who wasn't fully vaccinated had to get a test beforehand. So I was only half vaccinated at that point. Now I am fully vaccinated. So I did have to get a COVID test. Oh, I just said it. Okay, it's fine. YouTube might take the video down, but yeah. I did pay, I think, about £29-ish, something like that. But I have heard that NHS tests are okay, maybe, I don't know, but it was better to get the proper one, and I got like a email certificate thing with my proof and everything. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down now because I said it. Like, I don't know the rules with YouTube on all this situation, but yeah, you need to have full insurance against it. Like, you need to be fully insured, you know, for the cruise cover and everything. Everyone is tested at the port before you board the ship. So if you do test positive, no one from your party is allowed to board the ship. So bear that in mind. We literally did like tests every single day before we went on board, just to make sure that we'd be fine for when we go on. Obviously, because I don't know if you get your money back or not. You probably don't. And going all the way to Southampton to get sent home is not a vibe, honestly. So yeah, we had our temperatures checked pretty much all the time. So anytime we're in like a dining venue or in the theatre, non-stop, they come over and they have the thing and go, and they just take your temperature. So yeah. Also, when you dock at places, so I think we docked in Portland, you're not actually allowed to get off the ship unless you've booked an MSC shore excursion, because obviously they don't just want you wandering off into a random place mixing with people that haven't been tested. Like, you could literally mix with anyone and bring stuff back. So you're not allowed to get off the ship unless you've booked an excursion with MSC, and then you'll all stay together. And when you're on the excursion, you're not allowed to wander off and mix with other people. You have to stay as a group. So yeah, I feel like that's quite good, because then you feel quite safe. You know that they're not bringing stuff on board they shouldn't. Obviously, like, things do happen, but as long as you're always washing your hands and everything, you should be okay. There is an app called, is it MSC for me? If you type in MSC on the App Store, you'll be able to see it. On here, you can track all of your spends. So everyone had a drinks package on board that was included for absolutely everyone. And you could literally see every single drink that you've ordered and how much it would have cost you if you would have paid, which I thought was great, because I'm sure we spent so much money, but obviously we didn't have to pay for it, so that was fab. It's just good to see, like, if I didn't have the package, this is how much money you would have paid, and it was a lot. I don't even remember how much it was. It was a good few £100, like, it was a lot of money, and it was only 3 nights, so we were a bit like, whoa. But yeah, that's quite good. There's also a little planner on the app, so you can see all the activities happening right then and there, so you know where to go. You don't need to carry your paper around with the schedule on. Obviously, each night in your cabin, you get a little, oh, camera's shaking, you get a little schedule with what's happening the next day, so you can literally access that all through the app, so you don't need to carry the papers around. A couple more like general bits and bobs just to kind of wrap everything up. The ship is honestly so clean. like it was so modern and clean. Like we went into the bathrooms, you know, like the public bathrooms on board. I was a bit like, whoa, like it was just really clean. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was quite clean and modern. Some cruises were a bit more outdated, but honestly, it was fab. In general, we always feel quite safe on a cruise because we're constantly like washing hands, sanitizing your hands. There's literally sanitizers everywhere. You literally can't walk into the restaurant or buffet without washing your hands, like they don't let you. And obviously with the temperature checking, can't speak today. It's a bit late, isn't it? Oh, the staircase. MSC cruises, they literally have the nicest staircase ever. Great for pictures. So it's like Swarovski crystal staircase. Honestly, it is so pretty. You can get so many nice photos there. Oh, it's just great. We also had on like the promenade, they had like a ceiling, and it was kind of like, what do you call it? It was like a screen, so it was like animated. So each night after the theatre show, they'd literally change it. So they do like a show of the lights on the ceiling, and they kind of like change the ceiling. It was really cool. But yeah, overall we had quite a good time. We did stay in where did we stay? We stayed in an inside cabin, and surprisingly it was really spacious, really modern, really clean. I have just uploaded a video of our cruise cabin tour if you would like to check it out. I will leave like a little link in the description box just so you can have a look what it looked like. But yeah, plenty of space. The only thing is it didn't have a sofa in the room, but it did have like a little stool. But to be fair, we don't really spend any time in our cabin. The only time we're in our cabin is when we sleep. So we don't really need like a whole sofa and all this like clutter, you know what I mean? So it's quite nice to have loads of space just to put our suitcases and unpack, get changed, sleep. That's literally all you need your cabin for. So an inside cabin was good enough for us. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you do have any questions that you'd like me to answer, make sure you just pop it in the comments down below and I'll try my best to answer them for you. But yeah, really hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Obviously comment below any questions and make sure you subscribe. I put all the videos up from our MSC cruise, and obviously yesterday we just got off the Regal Princess. I have done daily vlogs every single day for this cruise. That was a 4-night cruise, so you'll be getting plenty of vlogs. I also did a cabin tour on the Regal Princess. We actually stayed in a balcony cabin, so you'll be able to compare the difference between an inside stateroom, a balcony cabin, and you can choose which one works best for you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!